Hey everybody, new patch notes just came out, let's go over them. First up is the important bits of all the seasonal content that we got with Season 1, including Lab 0. Everything is going to be removed as far as the event-related stuff, but Lab 0 itself is going to get added into the Zero system, into your Chaos list, so you can go ahead and challenge it at any point in time. For anybody that might still care, like the little symbol you get on the save data for it being a seasonal save data, you will be able to still create the Season 1 save data as long as you're still taking those dimensional tunnels. Speaking of which, at least until Season 2 begins, right now this patch is just going to be the in-between pre-season. So until Season 2 begins, Dimensional Tunnel is still going to be available in all the Chaoses, and the Dimensional Tunnel will still appear in every Chaos, at least until the beginning of Season 2. The beta version of the tower mode is going to be added into the game. We're going to be able to challenge up to floor 50. I believe this number should be higher once the actual full release comes, but this will be permanent content. But once this mode comes out of beta and is in its full launch, everything will be wiped, but we will be able to get some first-time rewards here. And if you are newer, just know that you have to be a level 45. This is going to be considered endgame-ish type content. But it will be a regular team of 3 using available save data. Beta version is going to be up to floor 50. An interesting aspect that I think is a little unnecessary, but they're going to be doing it anyway, is all enemies are always treated as having a weakness attribute, so you can use literally anybody that you want, which I feel like you could have done anyway without the weakness attribute, but it's a little plus. You're going to be able to take any teams you want. You are going to be able to freely change your teams. And if the old stream or the old pre-recorded video where they went over all of the future stuff is to be trusted, then we will be challenging this. It will be 4 waves and then 1 like final boss fight. And these will be consecutive or wave type battles. So you will challenge the floors in batches of 5. So 1 attempt should be about 5 floors if you get the full clear. Here it states that we're only going to be able to do up to 5 times per week the Spiral Tower, and an attempt is consumed upon each clear. So I don't know if that means that if you challenge 1 batch of 5, that's going to be your 5 attempts gone right then and there, or if each batch of 5 is going to take up 1 attempt. I would assume each batch of 5 would be 1 attempt, but you know, we'll see. And then once everything is cleared, you're going to be able to re-challenge them at any point in time and switch up your teams if you wanted to try them out with different teams. And I think they're supposed to be in the future at least. I don't know if it'll be available in the beta, but you should be able to see other teams that cleared as well. And for each batch of floors, we're going to get a bunch of rewards. And since this only goes up to floor 50, that means we're going to get a total of 600 crystals, as well as all of the additional benefits. Do know that all details on anything I go over today will be available in the patch notes in the link in the description. Along with the preseason, we're going to have a bunch of little reward events that you just claim or do some minor things to get some rewards for. It's mostly just gems and pulls just to help tide us over and build up some stocks as we get into Season 2 with the next patch. So for the first one, we have 7 days, 50 crystals each right there. Next we have, this is for doing policies. You will get a decent amount of gems there. We're going to get a login event. We're going to get some standard summons. I believe it's 10 right there. And then it makes sense, but yeah, we're getting the double drop simulation stuff back again, I suppose, even though it was just here. But, you know, cool stuff. Yes, double drops, cool stuff there. Codex merging cost 50% discount event. Now, I hope they rework this in the future, but this is cool. We're going to get half cost codex merging costs in the preseason, which makes a lot of sense because if you want to play the game or you want to finish out any weekly rewards or whatnot, run some chaos runs, then Zero System is going to be your best bet now, especially because the event stuff is going away. So just going to be Zero System for now until we wait for the next season. We're going to get a tryout event, which shows us that these should be the raid up units for the new banner as well, which we're going to have Narja, of course, and then the raid up 4 stars are going to be Lucas and Maribel. Both, I would say, significantly less used 4 stars, but that might, you know, be able to have its place in the new tower mode. So cool stuff there. I personally really love Maribel, so yeah, great. Everybody go try them out. They're fun. Trauma code. Okay, now this is exciting because I thought we would get a new trauma code for every new character. Obviously, there's actually like a lot of story involved in the trauma code, but we haven't seen a trauma code since, was it Haru? Or maybe there's one and released after that of a new character. But yeah, Trauma Code is for me by far like the best stories told in the game. Whereas like the event story and the main story has been in my opinion, largely skippable. It's not really that interesting, exciting, or intense. The trauma codes are actually, because they hammer in and focus down on a couple of characters, as well as to give a little backstory to some involved side characters as well, is actually pretty good. If you haven't played with the trauma codes yet, I highly recommend you do. There are some pretty fun little stories there. And then, of course, Narja is going to be our next raid up banner. And if you want to see any further details as far as her kit and whatnot goes, I would check out the stream link, or at least the English stream link, which will be in the description again. There you'll be able to check out all of the stuff and at least some of the epiphanies. I don't know if they went over all of them. You'll be able to see cards, epiphanies, and whatnot. So all the details you'll be able to check out for yourself there. I think it would make it too long if we went over everything here. I do like that they added these into just for like further clarity that Serenial was a limited time unit, so will not be added into the regular summon pool, and anything that was involving her in the shop, including P.E.K.K.A, will be removed. And there's some cute shots of Narja there if you really like her. I like the shots there. And in patch notes here, it looks like they have all the details available as well, including the stats and cards and epiphanies. It's kind of confusing reading through it here. But yeah, she'll have a couple of unique buffs that she'll be able to play with. Essentially, she's going to be a buffing healer who can also reduce the cost of cards. So somebody who can essentially give you more AP in a turn that will pair with Chizuru. And the raid up partner that will come with her is going to be Gaia. You can see some more nice shots right there. I really like these, how they show the little different faces and the little side panels here. Yeah, after reading through Gaia's stuff, I'm really sad that it's only controller, because I finally started playing Calipe a lot more, and she kind of has no great partners except for her like exclusive one. And this one gives you defense-based damage for instinct cards and boost defense, so this would be like perfect for Calipe. Yes, we'll boost base defense, we'll boost defense-based damage of assigned instinct cards. And when a unique attack card, very specific here, unique attack card of the assigned combatant with an original cost of 6, you will get another little buff to all allies. So 20% more damage. If this is multiplicative, it's crazy. If it's additive, this is okay. And hopefully this is a cheap ego cost. This is the ego skill. Most importantly, giving you a draw 1 of this unit's attack cards. So yeah, definitely will be good for herself. Granted, as long as this ego skill is relatively cheap. Hopefully at most 3 EP. Personally, I would love if it was 2. Holy shit, even more good news. Trauma code update. And most importantly, right here, just seeing off of that picture there, is Luke's trauma code will be added. That is very nice. And that's it. I don't know why they showed this off, really. They should have just said Luke's trauma code will be getting added as well. So cool, we get 2 new trauma codes. That is very cool. New basin, as we get with every patch, its unique effect will be 30% defense-based damage for 1 turn upon using an attack card. I assume that this is not just an additional hit, but a buff to defense-based damage cards. Who knows? I guess we'll see when we get in there. Or no, actually it's got the plus, otherwise that would be like an additional hit. So yeah, just a 30% boost on defense-based damage for 1 turn upon using an attack card. And if that stacks, then yeah, cool stuff there, especially again for Calipe. So Calipe and Narja should be cool. That's mostly why I built Calipe and started playing with it recently, is I really want to run Serenial, Calipe, and Narja. Sounds fun. I like being able to play the full instinct team. That is not just Cassius, because right now I do not like playing Cassius because he is insanely broken and used in pretty much every team. Story skip is going to be added, and essentially it was already in the game, but now we're going to be able to use it even when viewing story content for the first time. So for anybody who does not want to bother, can now just freely skip it, and it's going to help anybody who plans on maybe re-rolling or starting the game for the first time. Just know it looks like that it is going to work similarly to how skip works now, which is only going to be able to skip the first or the current segment and then get into the next segment. So if there's like a cutscene in between or it switches scenes, then you're only going to be skipping that portion. You'll have to hit skip repeatedly depending on how the event plays out. And we're getting a little grind improvement. We're going to be able to select a reward multiplier up to 5x and then do a single battle, and then you will get that multiplied amount of rewards. I believe if you go beyond 3, it's still going to be like 3 waves. I guess we'll see when it comes in. I kind of forget how they mentioned this would happen in one of their previous videos. Yes, much faster way of grinding and burning out that stamina, which will be a godsend. Thank you so much. Here, this is worded a bit weirdly, so I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work, but it says additional loot based on difficulty will be provided at waypoints. Are we just going to get these straight up for just running chaos? That'd be kind of crazy. Although I was thinking that maybe these were actually full-on memory fragments. I think this might be an upgrade material, so never mind. Maybe not that crazy, but when we hit waypoints, we should get these additional rewards based on the difficulty level that you're challenging a chaos at. So just more means of getting a lot more gold, especially as you are farming and grinding up and getting some... If this is really memory fragment upgrade materials, I feel like this isn't that important, but yeah, some of those too, so neat. And this change is actually coming faster than I thought it would as well, but during counseling sessions at the Epion Center, so when you were doing the whole therapy session, keyword effects will be added to show how your selected choices impact combatants. I don't know if this is just going to directly tell you that this is the good option, this is the bad option, but it seemed like there's actually going to be a little more interactivity with them adding different options for you to kind of select, so we'll see how that plays out, but yes, a little additional changes to that to make it a little more interactive and a little more fun. As well as if you choose all of the bad options, you will not gain affinity from that recovery for the affected combatant. And funny one here, this is just some sticker updates. If you want to see what that is, go ahead and check that out for any of you save data decorators out there. And for the Gooners out there, a lobby is of course going to be added with Narja, but also Amir's getting her special lobby added as well. And yeah, that's definitely that's a Gooner lobby right there. So if you like Amir, you love her design, then cool, you finally have a special lobby for her. Alright, new bond stories are going to be added into the little texting system for Magna, Mei Lin, and of course Narja as well. And our next batch of memory fragment UI improvements are here. I'm not sure how this actually works with you know, the weird language that they use, but it says you're going to be able to view all memory fragments currently equipped by the selected combatant. So if that was ever an issue for you, I guess you'll be able to do that now. More importantly, you're going to be able to continuously enhance gear. So now you can go ahead and click on the levels. If you already have like a cracked piece of gear and it's like, it might roll like shit, but they're all perfect stats, then you can just go ahead and slap that to 5 or whatever you want, and then just upgrade in one batch. And for me personally, this one is going to be huge. Thank fucking God. A discard tag will be added. Memory fragments marked with this tag can be dismantled in bulk from the dismantle screen up to 100 at once. Thank God. Right now I've been having this issue of having a maxed out inventory and I can't really go farm more memory fragments because I have all this garbage that I don't want to sift through, or I've already sifted through a bunch of times, but I'm not sure if maybe some other pieces might be good somewhere down the road. But now with the discard tag, that'll make it a lot easier, especially when you're farming, where you can just click the stats and then hopefully just tag it right then and there. We're also getting set indicator icons added in. You can see it on the picture right here already, the little black circle in the bottom right corner to show what set it is for. Memory fragment options, I believe that is going to be substats that are effective for the current combatant, will be highlighted by text color, so you'll get a nice little highlight to show if it is useful for that character. Whether this is going to be completely accurate or not, who knows, but still that is going to be pretty neat. Number of enhancement levels will be displayed by or for sub options on memory fragments. I already believe that was a feature. You can see like with the +1s, but maybe it's meaning something else. So there is that. When a memory fragment tag is changed, a notification message will be displayed. I don't really know what a tag is either. They use so many words that I'm like, I don't know what I call it and what it's actually called. So and some other stuff. I think most importantly, the last one is when you use the equip recommended, which I don't know if anybody really uses that anymore. It says it'll equip memory fragments that are best suited for the current combatant. So it looks like just an adjustment to the system there. So maybe it'll be a little more useful to actually use that feature. New packs added for anybody who wants new packs. And then Archaean Supply new season start. This is the battle pass. It'll be season 3. Looks like they're doing some changes to certain weekly missions to maybe make it a little easier there. 8 new seasonal missions. I don't know if that's 8 new additional ones or not. Oh, it looks like additional because it's related to Trauma Code and Spiral Tower. But there you go. So new battle pass. And then I'm surprised they didn't already do this, but looks like they're now just adding in retroactive spectral cubes. So that's if you have the maxed out 5 stars and you pull an extra one, then you get those new spectral cubes. It looks like if they had happened previously, you'll now be getting them retroactively. So, I mean, good. I thought that would have happened when they already came out, but guess not. Now we're into quality of life, starting off with the zooming in and out and vertical view mode for character profiles. So you can go ahead and view all the details in the profile screen, like probably their picture, I would imagine. They're going to be adding a restart button in Basin in case you're fishing for some certain RNG. It'll make it a little easier to go ahead and do that. A background mute feature added into the PC client for anybody in the PC gaming life that wants to click our tab out of the client, but then they also want it muted whenever they are not in the window. There is going to be that. Oh, thank God. I don't know if people had voiced their opinion enough on it. I don't think I had whatsoever, but method for adjusting animation speed in the question mark areas will be changed in a chaos. Before, it was sped up by holding down the button, which is really cumbersome, and I don't know why they thought to do that to begin with, but now it'll just be a toggle to speed it up, which is neat. I still want them to boost how fast that'll actually move, because right now it doesn't feel much faster than just spam clicking through. Looks like now it'll also remember whether you had it toggled on, and it looks like there might be additional speed settings for the skipping through, which will now just be saved for whatever you last had it to. So if you clicked it on, it will be on until you decide to turn it off. I don't know if that'll be per chaos, but that's definitely a good choice. And there we go, just read further. Feature to set animation speed levels for question mark areas will be added. When it is activated, you can adjust the speed to your desired level using the speed control button. Very cool. And good, looks like they reworked it entirely. How it worked before essentially was that the text and whatnot in a question mark or an event could only come out so fast because that's just how it was programmed into the game. That's why they had just a fast forward function essentially, which just made it slightly faster by speeding up the entire process. But now it looks like they're going to get rid of that kind of lock-in, so now when you speed it up, it'll just hopefully actually populate the message a lot faster now as well. And some important codex changes. I don't really know what this part means, but it says Galactic Disaster Chaos difficulty, which is Season 1 chaos stuff, and codex grade are now synchronized. Based on the highest difficulty cleared in the Season 1 chaos, codex merge grade in the Zero system will be unlocked accordingly. Unlock difficulties and get to the higher level stuff by doing the seasonal stuff rather than having to go through Zero system exclusively. But otherwise, big important adjustments here is as you are going to climb up in Codex, which we might potentially need to do for the new season when it resets. Hopefully we won't exactly have to climb all the way back up. I hope it just resets all the rewards. But every time you clear, you're now going to get a boost of 8 to 10 levels rather than before. When you were trying to climb up, you would only get a boost of 2 to 4 levels every time you cleared a codex. Boosted chance for legendary codices upon merging. That's going to be a positive or negative depending on how you look at it. And then adjusted penalty rates. So penalties with higher data value will now appear more frequently based on codex grade. So the higher your grade goes, the more likely they're going to try and give you data that is actually going to have a higher save data cap. And some other additional stuff here, nothing too crazy. We're going to get a Haku sticker that'll be unlocked retroactively as long as you cleared this mission, whatever that is. They're going to update background of trauma code story map. And they're adding an elite monster Suppressed Servant into Lab 0. I think Suppressed Servants might have been like the blob fat thing with rolls in the 3rd floor of Lab 0 whenever you took that option in the gates. A bunch of various bug fixes. I won't be looking through these personally, but yeah, a bunch of bug fixes if you are interested in that, as well as some other additional bug fixes. And I don't know if this is an old change. For people who don't know, there was an old bug in a specific difficulty. I don't really remember what it was. It might have been like difficulty 7 or 6 or something like that. Maybe it was 5 or 4. I don't remember, but it was like a lower difficulty than what we could do at that point, which lets you bypass the save data cap entirely. And I believe that those players mostly got to keep their save data that they got off of that. So it looks like they might be finally wiping those. Maybe this is a completely different error that people got, but yeah, if you have any saved data that saved perfectly that was above your cap, then yeah, that's probably going to get removed. And it looks like they are locking out the reset function for 0 skill upgrades. So you're not going to be able to reset all of your upgrades there. I think some people were resetting so they could get rid of like the rare species boosts. But yes, just know that the patch reset is going to be turned off in preparation for the big 0 system overhaul. So look forward to that whenever it happens. But until then, you will not be able to reset your skill upgrades. And it looks like that stuff is coming sooner than we thought, because right after they say the codex unique options, which I had talked about in a previous video, I believe, I don't really remember. But it's essentially a feature where we're going to get unique preset or fixed codexes. These are not going to be randomized, that are going to have various benefits. We'll see whenever that does end up dropping. But apparently it was actually going to be coming out pretty soon. It was actually going to come out in this new patch update, but it was postponed to February 4th next month, unfortunately. But it is what it is. I would rather have to wait than have it come broken. and just knowing that we have an actual set date of when it's coming is very cool. And hopefully that was everything. I didn't look at all of the various regions, live streams and whatnot, so they might have had some unique information in those as well. But yeah, overall cool stuff, but just know that if you were already kind of done with the seasonal stuff like for a while, like myself, this entire period, although we're going to have some neat stuff going on, there's not going to be any big, exciting, crazy things to do like actual content wise besides the tower, which you only do 5 times a week anyway, so you know, your mileage may vary. But yes, expect to have a bit of a slower patch, but you know, just chill hangouts and look forward to the next upcoming season. But that's it for now. Thanks everybody for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.